We have some big news coming into this weekend about the polls. We're going to do a quick map update based off of some new polls that have been taking place. And then first off, we're going to start with states that are solid for either candidate, starting with Joe Biden. Obviously, we're going to go up and down the West Coast, including Hawaii. States are all very reliable for Biden at the moment, while some have the possibility of flipping, as well as Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Minnesota, which could flip, but we're just going to leave that out for now, as well as Colorado, New Mexico. We're really just going to go over the big swing states this time around. And then for Trump, obviously Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, all and the first and third districts, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Iowa, Ohio now with J.D. Vance, Indiana, and then I also forgot Virginia for Biden, which also could go either way. But these are all the swing states with Biden in the second district of Maine, as well as the state as a whole. And then we'll look at New Hampshire in a minute. That's how that's supposed to be. With Biden also in the second district of Nebraska. So first off, for the swing states, we're going to start with Wisconsin, which has been pretty consistently very close throughout this entire cycle. But for the past little while, Trump has actually led, with the exception of a few weeks in June. He's led all the way back into April. Not much has changed in Wisconsin. Trump is still barely ahead. We're going to fill that in as a likely, not a tilt, because it's still possible. So all the way down to light. Then we're going to go to Michigan, where just about the same thing as Wisconsin. Those have been following each other pretty closely. Biden did lead once again in June for a few days, but that was pretty much it all the way back for the rest of the year. So Michigan will also be likely for Trump. And then we're going to go to Arizona. We're going to save Pennsylvania. Arizona, which has been pretty consistently for Trump this whole election cycle. Biden has actually never passed him. Same thing with Nevada. Trump has never fallen to Biden the whole time. He's been ahead. The closest time was in June once again, where it was about a 2-point to 3-point lead. But since then, Trump has been consistently in the lead in Nevada. We're going to give that to Trump as well. And last, before we get to Pennsylvania and New Hampshire, we are going to do Georgia. And Georgia was the closest state in the election in 2020, but as you can see, this time around it's been about 5 points pretty consistently throughout this whole election cycle, with ending on 6 points in the most recent, going for Trump. We're going to fill that in as well. Now, we're going to look at New Hampshire. I wasn't thinking about doing this one, but decided that we should. So as we look at the polling, it's been very, very close this whole time. Within 5 points, as well as Trump winning the most recent poll shown from there. We are going to put it as a tilt Democrat, because it is going to be a very close race in New Hampshire, but I don't think that Trump has the full lead there yet. And that leaves us with just Pennsylvania. I made a video recently about whether or not Trump would be able to get Pennsylvania and be able to lock down the election if he wasn't able to get the rest of these blue wall. And as we look in the polls, there's been an interesting that has happened in the past day. So Trump has been winning by about 2 points this whole election cycle, coming close except for back in March, but the rest of the way it's been about 2 points within a point. But as you can see, right here on the 17th, it was a 2.7 lead. But in the past 2-3 days, we have gone up to a 4.4 lead. That has just about doubled in the past 2 days, which is a huge victory for Trump coming into this election. So with a 4-point lead, I could actually put Pennsylvania with what I was doing right here. Not even a tilt, but a likely state for Trump. With it being like this, that gives Donald Trump a 312 electoral college victory to Joe Biden's 226. I think that this map is very likely to stay like this, if not Trump get a few more states, but just wanted to show you guys that Pennsylvania has fallen even further into Trump's arms. Let me know if you think that Pennsylvania will actually be able to stay this way, and if Trump will be able to get them this coming election.